welcome to Gutter Trash, episode 156, Stripes. My name is Eric.
I'm Jason.
You just looked at the monitor weird. What happened?
Oh, I did? Did I?
I thought you did. I don't know.
I had to look. I was looking for my cue for my name.
Oh, okay.
I thought the cue card guy would be here, but
Right.
but I guess it's a holiday weekend.
Right, yeah.
He's not here.
It's a lot of people are taking early weeks.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like half days and whatnot.
Right, yeah.
Cashing out early. I don't blame them.
Oh, yeah.
There's stuff to do.
Gotta prepare a turkey.
Oh,
Or,
stuff that bird.
yeah.
Are you going to stuff a turkey?
I'm not gonna do a goddamn
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. It's the week. Pardon me. Whew, Jesus Christ. It is the week of Thanksgiving,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe so.
so we're
It's coming up here on the 24th of November.
it's usually on a Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for that one year that I remember that it wasn't on a Thursday.
Is that possible?
No,
Okay. I believed you because, things happen.
right. I mean, circumstances sometimes make it so that maybe you can't celebrate on that day, but
Like you're forced to work or something.
right, yeah. But officially, it's always on the last Thursday of November,
Oh.
which everyone apparently except you knows.
I don't know these technological things.
You just know you don't have to work.
I just don't have to.
Of course, is it considering that you usually don't work on a Thursday anyway, does it really matter to you?
I'm thankful that I never have to work on Thursday. Occasionally I get roped into doing the magic night. Magic
yeah, I
thing.
mean, occasionally something will happen, but for the most part, your Thursdays is your day off.
That's my day, yeah.
So on a Thanksgiving situation, which is on a Thursday always.
Usually,
as we learned.
I've heard usually.
Yeah. So Mavericks is. I'm pretty sure they're usually closed.
Yeah, you drew up a sign for us a few
Yeah,
years
that's
ago.
right,
I think
yeah,
we still have it.
So does it? Is it anything special to you that you don't have to go in on that Thursday, even though you're usually not there on a Thursday anyway?
Well, 9 times out of 10, Jason Young will eat a Thanksgiving dinner with his family.
Right.
This year, this is something special.
Okay. That's not what I was asking.
Oh. Well, then, just not being there? No. Nothing
Nothing
special.
Just doesn't really matter to you.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
no.
We'll get into that other thing that you're doing. We'll do that in segment 2.
We did have you might appreciate this, though. We did have a guy call Mavericks yesterday.
Yeah.
And, he was like, I know Thanksgiving's this Thursday, but, game night usually starts at 9, which is, later in the evening. Are you guys gonna still have that? And we said no.
You ruined that guy's day. Not only did you ruin that guy's day, you ruined that guy's Thanksgiving.
We ruined his family's Thanksgiving because they're like, great, Trevor's gonna be here. He could go out and play Wizards with his gimpy friends. But, yeah.
They were probably thinking, oh man, 8 o'clock comes around, he is going to be getting ready to get the hell out of here.
Right, yeah.
Get out of our hair.
The tryptophan will be sitting in and we can get a nap while he's gone. Don't have to listen to his bullshit.
They want the nap to be over when he's gone. They want to do things
Oh, yeah.
and
Well, that makes
enjoy
sense.
their holiday.
I thought maybe like every time they're trying to nap, he's like constantly like, Mom, where's my sneakers?
Well, yeah, there's that.
Mm-hmm.
But, they are trying to nap. They will successfully nap while he's there in order to avoid interacting with him.
Right.
And then when he's gone, then they'll, break out the Parcheesi and watch some football
Ooh,
and
wow.
enjoy each other's companies and have the real Thanksgiving
Well,
with each other.
Break out the actual good turkey.
The good turkey and the
deli
good
meat.
stuffing.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Listen at me making fun of a nerd that still lives with his mom. Because that's what I am.
Yeah, but your mom likes you.
My mom likes me.
Yeah.
Yeah, she'll cook for me.
This guy we're talking about, his mom doesn't
Trevor.
like him.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor's a handful.
Oh.
They really wish that he would get his life together and move the hell out.
Yeah. He needs some discipline,
Yeah.
Trevor. Maybe he should join the army.
Maybe he should. Yeah. I think it would do a world of good for him.
Yeah.
It seemed to work for Bill Murray in this movie.
It did, didn't
Yeah.
it? We're talking about the movie Stripes.
Yes, we are. Bill Murray, Harold Ramis, Ivan Reitman directed. This is 3/4 of the Ghostbusters team.
Whoa, yeah. Where was Winston?
Nobody cares because he is not anyone's favorite Ghostbuster.
Oh, I'm sure he's somebody's favorite Ghostbuster.
Nope.
Yeah. Well, he was only a Ghostbuster for like the last, 20, 30 minutes of the film.
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it still comes down to, he is nobody's favorite Ghostbuster.
He's not as funny.
No.
He's likable.
Yeah, he's likable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything bad about him.
Right.
I'm just saying that in the rankings of the Ghostbusters, he is always going to come in last.
I'd be curious, though. We should do a poll. If Winston is your favorite Ghostbuster, you can't just say he is. You have to tell us why.
I'm pretty sure that I'm right, just no matter what.
But you're always pretty sure you're right.
Yeah. Well, in this one, I am not willing to concede.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm willing to entertain an option, but I'm with you.
I really don't want to hear from the people that listen to us, particularly about this subject,
Oh,
because I am fairly confident that most of them would say Venkman is the number one.
right.
And those that don't are
Probably Ray.
Ray, I think, and then Egon. I think there's maybe some people probably like Ray better than Venkman. Some people probably like Egon better than all of them. But I'm willing to guess Venkman, Ray, Egon, and then Winston.
Right.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Most likely.
Yeah. Nobody is ever going to fight for Winston to be the number one spot.
It could happen.
I don't think it's going to.
Yeah. If you want to avoid it, they can just email directly at jason@guttertrash.net.
There you go.
That way I can just casually mention it to you.
Eh.
You won't have to...
Oh,
be
I'm not
burdened
going to
with
listen to you either.
Yeah.
Because I'm right.
Stripes.
Hey, this was somewhat on topic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's a lot of Ghostbusters alum in this.
Oh, yeah.
There's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was it.
Yeah. Probably.
Step on down.
More of an SCTV heavy movie.
You get your Dave Thomas.
Oh, yeah. Wendy's.
You get your Count Floyd. Whatever that guy's name is.
Joe Flaherty.
Joe Flaherty.
Yes. Although I think I saw him credited twice in the credits.
With the same name?
I saw Joe Flaherty, and then I saw a Joseph X. Flaherty.
Huh. So he played two parts.
Maybe? I don't remember seeing him another time other than...
Maybe is he one of the mud wrestlers?
No, I don't think so. Yeah. Could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
Huh. He's awesome. He is
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, he's great.
Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of SCTV is that guy.
Joe X.
Oh, Joe Flaherty.
He was one of
Floyd.
my one of my favorite parts of the completely mental misadventures of Ed Grimley.
Oh, yeah. I used to enjoy that show quite a bit.
Oh, amazing cartoon.
Oh, yeah. Probably does not.
I bet it does more than, like the Thundercats or Transformers or
probably
He-Man,
does.
but because it had an element of humor.
Right.
Whereas those were just like, wow, that's badass.
Yeah, Martin Short and Joe Flaherty probably can figure out how to write something to appeal to 2 levels.
Right.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But yeah, I'm still, I would be trepidatious.
Yeah. Of course, I don't know. It seems to be one of those things that will probably never come out on DVD.
Yeah, probably not.
Yeah.
You can buy it, maybe bootleg at a comic convention on DVD.
Maybe. Or, at some point it'll be like one of those manufacture-on-demand things. Much like Night Court has apparently become.
Yeah.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
this movie also features John Larroquette.
and occasionally kind of Dan Fielden-esque.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. A little more, I don't know. No, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'm going with it. It's Dan Fielding.
Yeah.
It's Dan Fielding who went to the army instead of becoming a lawyer.
Right. Yeah, because both characters, he's intelligent, obviously.
Right.
I mean, he made it.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's just skeezy,
Yeah.
perverted, and weird.
And likes to cover things up and cover his own ass and lies to do it, and usually winds up in some sort of over his head hijinks.
Oh, hilarity!
Hilarity does ensue.
It does.
Yeah.
This film is funny.
Yes, it is.
This is what Police Academy wanted to be.
Yes. One of the things I wanted to mention was that I was very... I'm sure you don't know, and I for sure definitely don't know, but I would be very curious to know what is the first of these types of comedies. The whole, being recruited into a thing
Oh, yeah.
and training for it and, coming into trouble with the, instructor / drill sergeant / whatever.
Like the whole Gomer Pyle, Police Academy, all that
is
stuff.
Gomer Pyle the first incident of that?
I would guess so. I mean, yeah, I would guess so. But I couldn't tell you.
I would you think that, maybe due to the popularity and success of this movie, I'm fairly certain it was a success.
Mm-hmm.
We get something like a police academy. Does that, then spark off
Right.
the whole, ski school?
Right. Like, this is going to be the next big thing.
Right, yeah.
Fireman Academy.
Right, I'm sure there was.
Yeah, there's got to be.
Right, yeah. It was called Backdraft.
Yeah.
Hilarious movie.
Pretty funny. It's no Police Academy. There's no shoe polish on the bullhorn, but it's pretty funny, though. Yeah, I could see that as a genre, an 80s genre, because 80s was very, not anti-establishment like the 60s was, but,
Right.
in a goofy, let's, poke fun of, let's pour shoe polish on our boss, that sort of thing.
Yeah. I would say it does it at the same time as sort of enforce that. It sort of says, hey, we can all be part of the establishment, but we can do it in our own wacky ways.
Yeah, maybe that's what it's trying to say, because all those movies do, have the character, being disciplined by the end of the movie.
Right.
So these are, it's like George Orwell meets the Three Stooges.
I'm going to go ahead and say that is the first time that comparison has ever been made. And I don't think you're wrong.
Yeah. Big Brother is soaking wet in the new movie by Paul F. Tompkins? Whoa, that's a real name.
Yeah, that is.
I was trying to just make something up. Obviously, I can't.
No, it's all right.
But yeah, good movie.
Yeah.
Funny movie.
You didn't laugh a lot.
I was laughing on the inside.
Okay.
I was too busy, I don't know.
Yeah, because I looked over at you a couple times, and it seemed like you were just annoyed at this movie.
No. What?
Yeah.
Annoyed?
Yeah.
Was I, scowling?
Kinda? Or, like you had a little bit of a look like maybe you had just rolled your eyes, and so much that it hurt you, and you just weren't enjoying yourself.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. I got a couple phone calls I tried to ignore during the movie.
Okay,
Maybe that's what it was.
I didn't see you check your phone either.
That's because I ignored them.
Oh. Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just kept the phone in your pocket?
I kept the phone in my pocket.
You didn't pull it out to look at it whatsoever?
Well, if I was at a theater, I would have.
Oh, okay.
Or
yeah.
at least texted them back.
Right.
But that's
or just took the call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
But etiquette, dictates that at a person's home, you don't do that. This is a feature of being in public. So you did enjoy the movie? Oh, yeah.
Right.
Great. I I think I liked it a little bit better this. I've only seen it one other time.
Okay.
We watched the version that had the like deleted scenes added in.
Extended version, which we knew because it would pop up on the screen and say this was a bonus scene.
Yeah.
Which was weird and kind of annoying.
Yeah. But it kind of like I think I would have noticed because it hasn't been that long since I've seen it.
Right.
Like it was like a year ago, the first time I ever saw it. But
so this is almost a missed classic for you too.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, if we would have done this early on. But I don't think any of those scenes needed to be in the movie.
Okay, yeah. I totally agree with you.
Yeah, they were, like, a couple of them were kind of like showstoppers.
Yeah.
Not showstoppers like, like...
They were so amazing.
Right. Like Paul F.
Tompkins
would do, yeah. I just made up that name right then. Not like something like, Rip Torn would do, showstopper. But like, like kind of
grounded to a halt.
Right.
Yeah. I was, every time, I think by the third one, when one of the bonus scene starts thing came up, I was like, this is pretty much going to be totally unnecessary. And I started viewing them as if, as if almost they didn't really matter.
Yeah.
And just tried to I tried to re-edit the movie.
Like, remember where it started?
Right,
where the characters were. Yeah, the first one is, when Russell and John are trying to decide whether they go enlist or not.
Right.
And, like, it kind of flows really well when they don't have that extra scene. Like, there's, like, this clunky extra scene where they, like, just lay around and talk about it for another, like, 5 minutes. And, like, it just kind of slows everything down. So I can see why they get rid of them all. Plus, I mean, it's not like... I mean, it's just an 80s comedy. It doesn't need to be more than hour and a half, hour and 45 minutes.
And I think this does tack on like an extra 15 minutes or so.
Mm-hmm.
There was one deleted scene which kind of works in the context of the movie, the theatrical version. The one where Bill Murray and Harold Ramis leave, and they wind up flying to Colombia or whatever.
Czechoslovakia.
No, Czechoslovakia happens at the end. So.
Oh, okay. Oh, spoiler.
Yeah. These were Hispanic people.
Oh, that one. Okay. That was my least favorite of those.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was terribly boring, and like made almost no sense, but they do reference it not like in the regular version.
Yeah, because someone like went missing for a day or something.
Right. So, like, that part's a little weird that, I mean, I can totally see why they cut it because it's 100% unnecessary.
And it just goes on.
Right. And doesn't have any real purpose whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But they do reference it in the theatrical version, so, it's weird.
I have to say, though, I didn't notice it before, so it must have been one of those things where I just was like, they... Off camera, they must have done some hijinks, because they're always doing hijinks.
Right.
And it like didn't, it was like when you start an episode of Beetle Bailey and he's like the sergeant yelling at him, you're not like, well, what did he do? Where's the backstory?
Right.
I gotta understand the motivations. Like it was just like that. It was just like, okay, here's a goofy scene coming.
Right.
But yeah, that's the only one I noticed any sort of reference to as well this time around.
Yeah, that one was definitely the most unnecessary added scene, and the other ones just really didn't help much either.
I did have like one laugh during that part where Bill Murray looks over at the stone drunk couple and he says, "You guys should tie the knot."
Yeah,
that was pretty fun.
I mean, there were some slightly amusing moments in those, but definitely compared to the rest of the movie, it was some of the unfunniest stuff in the movie.
Right. I guess we're saying they made the smart choices when they were forced to do some editing.
Right, yeah. Sometimes a director's cut maybe not the best idea, is what we're saying.
Mm-hmm.
I guess especially for a comedy. You want to keep that short and tight.
Right.
Yeah. Because, when we were deciding to whether we were going to watch the theatrical or the extended, and you're like, it's not like 3 hours, is it? I don't think I told you, but like in my head I was thinking, they don't really make epic comedies.
Right. Well, you never know. I mean, there was Citizen Kane. I've never heard a theater erupt like whenever you found out it was the sled. Oh, that's a spoiler too, by the way.
I haven't seen that. That's a nice classic.
Oh. Was that your next one?
That was going to be one of my next picks. Yeah.
You've heard.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I was like, I did not just spoil Citizen Kane. That's impossible. If a newborn baby was born today and I suddenly taught it how to speak and understand English, I couldn't spoil Citizen Kane fast enough, you know? They'd be like, oh, I've heard about that. Yeah. I've seen like 4 references already.
Yeah, he picked it up in the womb.
Yeah.
Citizen Kane, would you think that is like the most spoiled twist in cinema history?
It's gotta be, right? Well, that's weird because I'm sure like literally dozens of times I've seen references to the twist.
Right.
But they never say, well, I know, I guess occasionally they do say, Rosebud, it's a sled,
right,
but like usually they just, call something else Rosebud or something.
Right,
There's not usually, you're not like watching somebody like cry because the ending spoiled you.
Right,
they just reference it.
Oh. Yeah, it's like an 80-year-old movie, I'm sure. It's fine. I'm still picking it at some point.
Yeah. That's cool.
So yeah, I enjoyed this movie somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely not the funniest comedy I've ever seen, but
right.
It's enjoyable.
I'd say it's up there as far as like, I mean, you get to see John Candy and Bill Murray. I gotta say, Harold Ramis, I think he's a funny guy,
right.
But I like him better, I think, behind the camera.
Right.
Like, I love Groundhog Day, and like he just, I don't know, every time he delivers something, it looks like he's about to crack up laughing.
Right.
Like even when he's supposed to be playing it straight. He's great, but
yeah.
Like he's not my favorite to watch.
Right. I think Egon is probably his best role ever in front of the camera.
Yeah, he was pretty straight with that when he talks about collecting mold, spores, and funguses.
Right. Yeah. I think I'm just kind of replaying Ghostbusters in my head. There are a couple moments in that movie where it almost looks as if he is, about to crack.
Right.
But for the most part, he plays that pretty straight and deadpan. And Bill Murray in this movie. I mean, obviously, he, especially in his later career, he's done some amazing movies.
Mm-hmm.
So, by no means is this any of his top roles or anything like that.
Right.
But, I did think he was, I enjoyed him better at the beginning of this movie, before they joined the army. Than after.
He was a little funnier towards the beginning.
And I think he was playing it more straight and more deadpan. And just sort of like that, like almost a serious version of his character from Caddyshack.
Right, yeah.
Just sort of mumble mouth and just sort of like dejected, and I thought that lent a lot of... Weirdly, I thought it lent a lot more humor to his performance.
Huh.
But then when he started going, goofy Bill Murray, once they joined the army, then, I don't know.
I wonder if it was, because, when they were in the army, there was like, all those scenes were just crowded and full.
Right.
I wonder if he like kind of plays better to an audience like that and he sort of hams it up, maybe.
Yeah.
Like maybe he was just amping it up a bit.
I could see him as totally being a guy that does that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He's awesome.
Oh yeah, he's great. He's Bill fucking Murray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's someone I would watch any movie where he appears.
Really?
In, yeah. Like I'm tempted occasionally to rent Garfield when I see it at the library.
Wow.
Because I like him that much.
Don't.
But I think I have to cut off the line that he has to appear in the movie for me to watch it.
Because I will tell you, as someone who has accidentally watched like 20 minutes of Garfield, you do not want to sit through that.
Isn't Stephen Tobolowsky in it too?
Probably. I think he is. Yeah. Again,
still not worth it.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm
sure that was a paycheck for him then. I'm sure that was some decent cash.
I'm sure he bought himself a new car or whatever with that.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe needed a new water heater. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a surgery for his ferret or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's one of those things I'll always remember about Bruce Campbell. Reading one of his books. I think it was the first one he did. Some fan asked him why he did a certain movie. He's like, "Oh, my water heater broke."
Like Herbie the Love Bug or something like that.
Yeah, something. Yeah, or like Alien Invasion or one of his shitty sci-fi movies.
Yeah, dude's got to eat.
Yeah,
Dude's got to take care of
You
shit.
gotta pay bills.
Yeah.
If you gotta, play a cartoon cat, then go for it.
I would do that for
Fuck yeah.
A fraction of what those guys are.
Yeah.
Of course, I would dare to say Bill Murray is slightly funnier than I.
It's tough.
In his heyday. I'm talking about his heyday.
Oh, in his heyday?
Yeah.
Like, you're talking like Razor's Edge.
Yeah, Razor's Edge, maybe, Darjeeling Limited.
Right.
Yeah, some of his more wackier roles.
Right.
Yeah. But, yeah. I really enjoyed this movie.
I did too.
It made me laugh.
I laughed. You didn't laugh a lot, though. But
I was telling you I was laughing on the inside. I was chuckling.
Okay.
I was gassy, too. Maybe that was part of it.
It could be.
You ever seen a baby's face whenever they're gassy? They look angry. That was someone.
They're usually smiling when they're gassy.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they get angry.
They laugh, or they smile.
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Ah.
At least that's what I always heard.
Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know much about babies.
I don't know either, and I definitely don't want to be around a gassy one, I'll tell you that much. I know I look angry when I'm gassy.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's because I'm a 33-year-old man with bowel problems.
Gassiness equals discomfort.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
I am with you. So, how did you avoid this movie for so long? Because I was surprised that I had never seen it.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen parts of this because I recognized a couple different scenes, like the John Candy mud wrestling scene.
Oh, great!
The Joe Flaherty scene towards the end with
The checkpoint.
The checkpoint, yeah. I had seen that apparently at some point. So I've seen bits and pieces. I've just never seen the entire thing all the way through, or enough to make any sense of what the movie was or what it was about.
That's strange to me. I mean, because like John Candy movies, I mean, like Planes, Trains, Automobiles, and like Bill Murray movies, they're always on TV. Like people are always watching them. It's like this seems to be one of those that maybe like everybody's like, oh yeah, Stripes, but it doesn't seem like it's played as often. Maybe.
Right. I would say the good ones usually don't, because they're probably too expensive to get the rights to, but the shitty ones, they'll allow.
On like on TV. And
yeah. So you can always catch Wagons East.
That's his final film, I do believe.
I believe it is. Yeah. Or we're trying to think of a really shitty Bill Murray one.
Garfield.
I do see that on TV quite a bit. I was gonna say, what about Bob?
Oh, that's a great one. No, that one makes me laugh every time I watch it.
Maybe I need to revisit it, but I remember not enjoying it.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it.
Well, I won't pick it, but yeah, you should check it out. It's funny.
Give it another shot, I guess.
Baby steps. Baby steps. Yeah, I mean, Yoda directed that movie.
Yeah. He directed a lot of shitty movies.
No. But that one's good, though. That one's good.
So you say? Not in my experience.
One thing that is weird about Stripes to me, before I'd ever seen this movie, like 10 years ago-ish, one of my favorite, punk bands, modern punk bands, Dystopia, had a record that had a...
Green Day.
No,
Charlotte.
It was not. No, it was not Good Charlotte.
Blink 182.
I said a punk band, not a hardcore punk band. I'm just talking about merely Dystopia from Berkeley, California. Nothing too crazy like Blink 182. But they had these samples, like their albums were sample rich, which is one reason I kind of was attracted to it, because I've always like really dug like industrial music, and like when heavy metal has like samples, like I just love movie samples and music for some reason, and short attention span, maybe that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
But there was always this dark sample in one of their songs, Dystopia, like before it really kicked in, and it was like this guy talking about how he didn't like people to touch him, and like, you know, if anybody touched him, he was going to kill him.
Right.
And it was so dark, and I was like, man, that sounds like an awesome movie. I was like, what the hell is that from? It's probably some, like, you know, like 40s, like, crime syndicate movie or something. Just sounds like Tough as Nails. No, it's from Stripes. It's Francis, psycho, talking about how he doesn't want, quote-unquote, homos getting their meat hooks on him.
Right. You may have put that song on a mixtape you made for me.
Really?
Because I also recognized that line of dialogue.
It's quite possible.
So maybe that's where I heard it. That character never panned out to anything in this movie.
No, yeah, you really thought he was gonna like do something crazy, right?
Yep.
Nope.
Well, you know, when you're not John Candy or Harold Ramis or Joe Flaherty, you know, you're not gonna make it in this movie.
Right. Yeah. Who did you recognize that guy from anything?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
I sat and I read the cast list, and I can't even remember what that guy's name was. But I did notice that Sergeant Hulka was Warren Oates from
Hall & Oates?
No, from Bring Me the Head of Alfredo Garcia.
Wow! Holy shit, he was. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow, he was a lot younger then.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he looked familiar. I mean, but you know, I thought maybe I was just like equating him to like Arlie Ermy or something,
right,
because of the drill sergeant whole thing. But yeah, wow, he was great too.
Oh yeah.
I think he was one of the better characters in the movie, because you know, usually in these type of movies like Police Academy or whatnot, you know, like there's
that
just
guy
like,
is the evil asshole.
yeah, he's just through and through, he's just bad.
Right.
But like there's that scene, actually I think it is the scene where Francis is talking about how he doesn't want people to touch him,
right,
where that guy like is sort of just sitting around and like he's like having everybody kind of tell us some history about him.
Right.
And like he just seems like a normal human, you
right,
know, like who's, you know, not working right then.
Right.
Whereas like in a police academy that would never happen with the
right,
like commandant or whatever that guy's you know, rank was, I forget.
Right. I think it was just the drill sergeant.
Drill sergeant, yeah. But yeah, I thought those sort of things made that character pretty cool.
Right. Because even though he clearly doesn't like Bill Murray in the movie, like, you know, at the same time his whole purpose is that he wants this, you know, platoon to, you know, grow into a competent fighting force and then be good soldiers.
Right.
So, you know, he's not actively scheming to get rid of all the people in this as if, like, Police Academy,
right,
they're just fucking everyone over.
Yeah. There's actually a story in this movie, and like,
yeah.
I mean, it gets a little...
It's a loose story.
Yeah, as I say, it gets a little unbelievable.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's characters that you like, and, you know, it's decent. Yeah. Decent film.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot. Yeah, I don't know where else to go with this.
With Stripes?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, there's all these untapped categories like
boobs.
There's plenty of boobs.
Yeah.
Which is great if you're 12 years old.
Yeah. Or if you're 33.
Or if you're 33. Yeah. Yeah, you gotta love the 80s. I mean, there was just always.
Was this movie PG?
It probably was. Yeah. Even though there's 80 completely nude women.
Right.
Oh, mud wrestling. That's what I was going to say. I knew there was something I was going to talk about. I think that may have been the first time I ever had an erection, was while watching mud wrestling. Tonight. Yeah, tonight. It finally, all the blood finally coagulated in my uncircumcised penis tonight.
I'm surprised you're here. If I would have had my first erection, I would be rushing to go see my girlfriend of 2 years.
Right? To tell her it
finally happened.
Do girls like those things?
Sometimes.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Goofy. No, I think when I was like, no older than 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Like, I remember mud wrestling used to be on TV, and I know occasionally, like, we would flip through the channels at night, and my dad would turn it on and, like, just kind of, like, watch it for a few minutes. And I think I was, like, in there playing with my, like, Ertl, construction vehicles or something. And I was like, whoa, this is amazing for some reason. And I just remember, like, ever since I was a tiny kid thinking mud wrestling was the sexiest thing I've ever seen.
And now?
It's alright.
It's mud.
Yeah. It's still sexy.
It's gross.
But,
it's gross.
Mostly nostalgically sexy.
Yeah, I never felt that, so.
Yeah. But that scene was really funny, too.
Oh, yeah.
With the John Candy mud wrestling scene. Yeah, John Candy, maybe he was the reason that it was no longer sexy to me. It's hard to throw John Candy in the middle of one of your fantasies, and still have it play out right.
Maybe you're just imagining the wrong John Candy character.
Oh.
Maybe if you think about him from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Or Barf from Spaceballs.
Or Barf, or Uncle Buck.
Or Who's Harry Crumb.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. There's all kinds of good ones.
Hey, there's a mud scene in Who's Harry Crumb, too.
Was there? A mud wrestling?
Not mud wrestling. There's like a woman who's getting like a mud bath. So she's like entirely caked in hot mud.
Huh.
And he's wearing like a fake beard, and it falls right on her crotch area, so it looks like she has a giant bush. And
Jeez, I don't even remember that. It must be the actual wrestling that does it for me, because that didn't burn into my brain. I've seen that a few times. Yeah, good movie.
Yeah. I have no idea why, as a fan of comedy and wackiness and Bill Murray and John Candy, why it took me till today to finally see this movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those mysteries that will always escape me.
I would recommend if others, fans of the same, things, comedy, that haven't checked it out.
Right.
I would say, check it out. It's funny.
It's why we started this show.
It's kind of, there's still some, 80s humor.
Oh, of course, it's dated.
Yeah. It still works.
Yeah. But, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this show and see some of those movies that I missed out on. And, for no explicable reason.
Movies like Goliath and Billy the Kid. Things you've always felt like a piece of you was incomplete because of your...
those were both your picks.
My idea of the show... Maybe I was askew. I thought our purpose was to torture our co-host with the worst films possible, and I've just thought, for the most part, you've just been really bad at your job.
Oh,
because I've enjoyed most of your picks.
And I've hated all of them.
Maybe I should rethink my strategy. I didn't realize. You never put it in writing.
It's true. It is my fault in the end there. It's my fault that you didn't pay attention to what I told you.
Well, it happens. Happens to the best of us.
I have enjoyed some of the movies you've picked. Just not those two that you mentioned.
Well,
you hated one of those two.
Who could? Even Billy the Kid, I don't think I'd be like, oh, you haven't seen it, Mr. X? Yes, by all means, rent it. But, I enjoyed it. But I enjoy crap like that.
Right.
I don't think everybody would or should.
But you 100% hated Goliath.
At least 100%, yeah. Yeah, terrible movie.
Yeah. But we both enjoyed Stripes. So people should go see that if you haven't. And if you have seen it, go revisit it, because it might be funny still.
Maybe it's been 25 years since you've seen it.
And, hey, it's Bill Murray at his prime. I don't know if it's his prime or not.
Probably. That's like his heyday.
Yeah, heyday. Yes, but he's still doing awesome things.
He's had a heyday for 40 years, hasn't he? If you are faced with a decision of whether to watch the extended or the theatrical, I would
go with theatrical.
I would second that,
All right, then. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
Let's do it. Hey, welcome back to Gutter Trash. Oh, everything's better with a bong hit.
Yep. I didn't want to feel like I was trying to rush through that first segment there. You kind of felt like you wanted to talk a little bit more about it, but I know you got some things you got to do, and I was trying to not keep you here too long.
Oh, yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, I had not much more to say about the film.
Well, that's good.
I did make extensive notes, and I was going to dissect the character motivations, but since we don't have time...
Yeah, well, that's your fault.
Yeah.
I mean, I would certainly do a 3-hour podcast if I could.
In the 3 hours.
Because clearly we have a ton of things to say.
Oh, yeah.
We are verbose, clever people.
I believe that's exactly how we were described in the bathroom wall that I read the review of.
Yep.
Gutter Trash. Hi. Yeah.
We should do bong hits.
Yeah. It's been years.
It has been never.
Yeah.
Oh. Every time I've actually have smoked pot, it has been just through a joint, not through any sort of
there's no device, right?
Yeah.
No implements.
Yeah.
No, that was the bong hits. That was, I gotta admit, I don't know if this categorizes my intelligence level, but that was my favorite way to smoke weed by far.
Whatever. Yeah. I guess it's the most visually interesting way.
I mean, there's sounds, there's accoutrement. You can put stickers all over it. You can't put stickers on a joint. Have you seen a joint with a kiss sticker on it?
Nope.
That's right.
I don't think you could get one on there.
No. I mean, maybe like on the one on the cover of like a Cheech and Chong album where they're like carrying it over a...
I was going to say the one that was in the movie during the extended scene.
Oh, yeah.
Was kind of comically big.
It was, yeah.
But not enough to actually make that scene funny.
No. Yeah, good job, editors.
Yep.
You're the real hero here. You deserve the Purple Heart.
You gotta do something here in a couple hours.
I do. I am getting out of town.
Really?
Yeah.
Going to like Kentucky, Columbus, something like that.
Something like that. Well, actually, I'm going to Cincinnati.
Yeah. That's not special. I go there every day.
But
I'll be going there too.
Well, you could just drop me off.
All right.
You could just go in a couple hours early.
Yeah, I'll sleep in my office.
Yeah.
I'll just sleep under my desk. I'll just text Matt, tell him not to pick me up. I'm
Yeah,
already there.
he'll be happy.
Yeah.
He'll be happy about that. No, I'm taking my first ever train ride, other than, like, I've taken, like, a subway train, and I've taken the train that goes around the Kings Island amusement park, but I don't think that really counts.
And you've been fucked in a train.
Fucked in the train. Oh, no, in the caboose. That was a different kind of story.
No, it wasn't a train. It was like you and 6 other dudes.
That was my uncle's basement.
Okay.
It was just a caboose.
Sort of like a human centipede, but with dicks.
Kind of like that. There was no, no needlework done.
Right.
We're men.
Detachable centipede.
Yeah,
like that game.
Oh, Uncle Wiggly?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
That's funny. That's what he had me call his penis. No, I'm going to Nebraska for Thanksgiving.
Where is Nebraska?
It's somewhere in the western part of the United States. I believe it's on the other side of Iowa. I couldn't even tell you for sure.
That's why I was asking.
Yeah,
because I don't know.
I think you go through like.
Is it one of those square states in the middle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
right.
it's one of those. Yeah. And it's it's in the tornado belt. You know.
Right. Sounds fun.
Something to look forward to. Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking a big old Amtrak train.
Yeah.
For the first time ever.
You do realize that, of course, planes exist.
I do. I've heard all about them, and I fear them. I mean, I wouldn't ride a dragon to Nebraska either, because that's dangerous. That is dangerous.
You're essentially riding a land-bound dragon.
Yeah. No, it's more like a sandworm. That's how it's been explained to me by the Amtrak officials.
All right.
My barrage of emails.
And what about a bus? You've ridden buses.
I've ridden
to
buses.
Other countries before.
That's true.
So why not a bus this time around?
Well, I figured I want to try something completely different.
Yeah.
This is
drive. How long would it take to drive?
I've had long.
I'm just saying that it's 2011.
Yeah.
And there are all these modern forms of transportation.
I'm an old worldly. I respect the old.
That didn't involve Chinese slaves building the paths.
My grandpa on my maternal side helped build the railroad in Cincinnati.
Oh, he was Chinese?
Yeah, he was. No, I don't believe he was. Yeah. His first name was Carnes, though I'm not sure what descent that came from, but
Carn Jiang.
Carn Jiang
Of the Jiang clan.
No, I don't believe so. I've always wanted to ride a train. I've always wanted to, like, ever since I've seen, like old, like, Snidely Whiplash cartoons.
Unbreakable?
Nah.
Ever since Unbreakable?
Yeah, ever since then. So I'm praying for a wreck that I emerge from unscathed.
Just so you can find out who Mr. Glass is.
Yeah.
Spoiler. I don't know if that's a spoiler.
Is it a spoiler?
Yeah, whatever.
I still haven't seen the end of that movie.
What?
I said I still haven't seen the end of that movie. I think we've talked about this on here.
Have we?
Yeah, I did not. I turned that movie off like half an hour before it was over because I was so bored with it.
You're wrong. That's it's one of the best comic book movies ever made.
Really?
Yeah.
It's based on a comic? But it is a comic book movie.
Basically. It's about a superhero and a supervillain.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't like it.
Alright. Now I hope the train does derail.
Just so, but then I won't understand the what I'm supposed to do.
You're gonna die
because I'm not Bruce Willis. I'm more of a Sybil Shepherd than a Bruce Willis, or maybe even an Agnes DePesto.
Yeah,
who are we fooling?
Or Booger.
Booger. Well, you went so meta with the Booger because he wasn't Booger in that. Oh wow!
I know. I don't know his character name in that show.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're going to Nebraska.
On a Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Ooh, is that the capital?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe it is.
You gonna eat some corn?
I would imagine so.
Isn't that what Nebraska is famous for? Corn?
Is it? I know that's what Ohio is famous.
Their like their college football team, the Cornhuskers, or
really?
Yeah, Roka, Nebraska. I think was a song that a friend of mine wrote in his band back in high school.
No,
Krusty Watchka is Joe Andrew.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know much about. I know nothing about Nebraska. That is why I'm going to.
I think it's probably because there's nothing in Nebraska.
Nothing to know about. And my friends, I got a couple friends live there.
Whatever. You have friends here in Ohio, in the same city as you.
I can't take
blocks away.
I can't take a train to see you. If you would build a little bit of tracks around here, I would.
I do have tracks around here. They're right down my tanks.
Really? I don't think I can ride on that train though.
Are you serious that you don't know that there are train tracks down there?
No, I know there's train tracks. Right. But I think that's just like something that delivers like goods from factories around here. Yeah. I don't think you can actually take a ride on those rails.
Well, why not? Yeah. Have you ever actually seen a train on those tracks?
I
have once.
I was say I know I did when I was younger, but it's been a long time since I was young.
I would say within the first year that I moved here, because I went from working in a morning job to having to work at night, so I would spend a lot of my free time just roaming around at like 3 a.m.
Right.
And I got stopped by a train trying to go to like Taco Bell or something.
Was it kind of a short one that just had a few cars?
Like maybe 2 extra carriages.
That's what I was guessing, because I would guess it just like delivers goods around like the area. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You know, my cousin.
I don't.
Casey. She actually.
Okay, now I know her.
She actually hopped on a freight train in Ohio and rode it to California.
Really?
Isn't that fucking crazy?
That is weird. Nobody does that.
No, they don't.
If you're not in 1910, and a hobo.
Or Bugs Bunny in the 40s or something, yeah. But yeah, and she took pictures. I mean, they're beautiful pictures, but I mean, she was like, one of them didn't stop for over 24 hours, and it was a little unnerving, and like, it's like, I couldn't imagine doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be scared out of my mind.
So you're taking this train to Nebraska, which neither of us clearly have no clue as to where it actually is.
We're betting it's in the United States.
Right, yeah. How long is it taking? How long is the trip taking by train?
Well, I leave at like 1 a.m. tonight.
Okay.
Which is actually tomorrow morning, 1 a.m.
But 5 hours from now.
Yeah, about 5 hours now. And I believe in about 24 hours I'll be in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Yeah.
But there's like a 3-hour stop in Chicago.
Right.
So I can like eat lunch in Chicago tomorrow.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You should call Kurt and have him come out and visit you.
Oh, or
my aunts.
I totally didn't think of that. That would be awesome.
Yeah. I'm sure, I don't know. Kurt apparently just had surgery, so maybe he's not up for visiting you at a train station.
At like 10 in the morning.
Yeah. So you're leaving, like, is that when you arrive at Chicago?
I think it's like 11, like 10:45 or something like that.
Okay, so you're leaving at 1 a.m. in Cincinnati.
Right.
And getting to Chicago at like 11.
Which is a 5.5 hour, or probably 6 hour drive from Cincinnati. So,
yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah. Well, there's probably some stops. I'd imagine there's some stops.
Yeah. There are always some stops when you drive too. I've pee breaks.
I've driven straight before.
Yeah.
I've driven straight.
Yeah. You can. I'm just saying that, sometimes it's nice to get out and stretch and get a pee break and maybe grab some more beverages, you take your time. Still takes maybe 7 hours.
Do some stretches.
Yeah, jumping jacks, which I've seen you do on the way to Chicago.
Yeah.
I think even last year when we went to Chicago in the middle of like one of the worst snowstorms in Ohio's history, it still only took us like 9 hours to get there.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, listen to this crazy shit. I am taking the only form of transportation that I know of that I can do jumping jacks while on the road. If you try that on a plane, they tackle you. They say, they think it's a Al-Qaeda jumping jack. It's like a signal to alert your other Al-Qaeda brethren.
I'm going to say this. I don't care if you're taking a plane, a train, or an automobile. If you do any kind of jumping jacks in those vehicles, everyone has every right to tackle you.
Oh, but on a train, I mean,
nope.
I might be in a car all by myself.
You behave like a gentleman.
I can walk around. I can get snacks.
Do they have snacks?
Yeah, they have a dining car. I think it costs money, though.
Well, of course.
But, yeah.
You bring in some money with you?
I got a little walking around money. But I loaded up my suitcase with packs of peanuts and Cliff Bars, so I can just snack. Hippie juice. Yeah. So I can snack on the way. Yeah. And I was looking because I'm bringing a bottle of wine because it's Thanksgiving and I want to. Right. Yeah. They're gonna cook a big meal and I'm gonna bring a bottle of wine.
Right. Why don't you just buy one there?
I got a special one. I got a special.
They don't sell in Nebraska?
They don't sell anywhere anymore. I bought this back in April specifically for my upcoming trip.
Why?
It was a limited edition.
What is it?
I couldn't tell you the brand name because I forget, but it was a limited edition bottle of wine that had a James Jean designed label.
Oh.
And Chris is like a huge James Jean fan. So they put them out and they were only out for a couple months and I snagged one and I was like, yeah, this would be great to take over there. And I was looking on their website. I was like, well, I was going to make sure that you're allowed to take alcohol because that'd be horrible to get there and they won't let me take it.
Right.
So I was looking and they just have a list of things you're not allowed to bring. It doesn't say like a section about alcohol, and specifically it just says, here's the things you can't take. And I was bummed out to find out, not only can you not bring tear gas,
right,
you cannot bring axes, axes, ice picks, or swords.
Huh.
None of those four. After
That's really going to limit your fun.
This was after I already bought my ticket.
Right.
So I was steaming mad.
Right.
It's like, how are we supposed to have any sort of fun?
Right. That is bullshit.
I thought there was going to be an ice pick fight on the way there.
Right. You would hope.
I would take part. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, that's half the reason to take a train.
See, this is why Frank Miller is right.
Yeah. Our rights are being taken away.
Our rights are being taken away from us, and people aren't fighting the real enemy. Because if we were, then maybe we wouldn't have so many restrictions so as to not take axes, ice picks, and swords on trains.
Maybe we should start a new movement called Ice Pick Wall Street.
There we go.
We just turn out in record numbers with ice picks hammering against the foundations of all the bank and federal buildings. And they can't arrest us because it's in the Constitution. That's,
right.
It's covered.
So, I guess, whatever. I guess you could stab someone to death with an ice pick.
It's just, isn't it weird that they have to say that?
Right.
Like, weapons.
Well,
that would cover it.
Yeah. I think at that point, like, when you get that specific, it's because somebody did that.
Yeah, they started out just saying weapons.
Right, yeah.
And then some guy was like, well, ice pick's not a weapon.
Right.
I'm a class 4 ice picker. I'm just looking for work in Nebraska.
Ice picking work.
Yeah, ice pick, yeah. Well, what else would he be doing?
Well, yeah. He is class 4.
Yeah, he knows his trade. He's been around the block. He's a seasoned. He came from a long line of ice pickers. He's just trying to branch out west, But yeah, so I'll be back in a week.
Yeah.
Just under a week, like 6 days. So,
sure. So you're abandoning your mother,
my mother,
and your girlfriend,
and don't forget my pets,
and your pets, and your brother, and his wife.
Oh yes,
and all of your friends.
Mm-hmm. Except for the two in Nebraska.
Except for the two in Nebraska who clearly moved away to not be social with anyone.
Yeah, right.
So you fucked their plans now too.
Right. Well, I'm trying to balance it all out.
Okay. Right.
There's no escaping. The real reason I'm going out there, and I'm going to do this to every single person who is supposed to submit something for the Veggie Dog Saturn special. Uh-huh. Chris hasn't turned in his piece yet.
Right.
So I'm going to go out there, take a train out there, and just stare at him until he draws it while I'm there, and bring it back home.
There you go.
So if anyone else listening, Curtains, hasn't finished theirs, expect a train to land in your neighborhood. Toot toot.
The train is landing in his neighborhood, and you're going to be there for 3 hours.
Oh, shit. Well, then, yeah, he should meet me for lunch. And bring some drawing supplies, totally unrelated to what I was talking about. Wow, I can kill 2 birds with one stone.
There you go. Well, I guess, we'll hear all about it in the next episode, I hope. Hope something interesting other than a boring trip happens.
Right. Yeah, I hope so.
For both of our sake, because I sure as hell ain't got anything going on.
Hey, if it's really interesting, maybe it'll be a Veggie Dog Saturn number 8 or something.
Oh, yeah,
who knows? Yeah, most likely not. Yeah.
Well, I will say, I'm pretty sure you're the only person I know who has ever willingly taken a train anywhere.
Other than my cousin Casey.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't know her.
Oh, I thought you said you did. When I said her name, you were like, oh, yeah.
I know of her.
Okay.
Met her twice.
Right.
That's not knowing anyone.
Right. Yeah. I know of one other guy who's taken the same exact train line from Cincy to Chicago when he went to school there, but he said it was pretty fun and smooth, and he said, like, yeah, you could read and draw, and it wasn't like there's, it wasn't shaking, or he said it was a pretty good, nice little ride.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. Do some reading, do some drawing.
There you go. Totally wish you luck.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely look forward to hearing about your experiences when you get back.
Yeah. I look forward to sharing them.
All right.
Anything else fun going on?
Since you're abandoning your girlfriend, she and I are planning to hang out with each other on Friday when you're gone for Thanksgiving.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I'll take care of her.
Yeah. What does that mean?
Take care of her. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Mafia style.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. It's bound to happen sooner or later. She just knows too much.
Yep. Maybe we'll have a John Travolta, Uma Thurman Pulp Fiction experience.
Oh.
And I'll have to stab a needle full of adrenaline into her chest after her heroin overdose.
I think as long as you buy her an expensive milkshake, she'd probably be down with that. Andrew, though, not Amos, or Amos, not Andrew, or how did they delineate which one was vanilla and chocolate?
I don't recall.
Oh, it was like Sammy Davis or I don't know, Lee Iacocca. Who knows?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
You'd think that Lee Iacocca would be chocolate.
Well, but he was a white guy. He was a white guy. Coco. Oh, Coco. I get it.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's nothing fun going on with me otherwise.
Just regular Thanksgiving style.
Hopefully, because something bad may happen that I'm not looking forward to, and I hope that does not happen.
Hopefully, nothing ruins your nice holiday weekend.
Yeah. But the possibility is there, unfortunately, and I'm not going to get into that here. Because that would kill the mood. Let's talk about Frank Miller.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So we were going to last week, and we lost track of time.
Right.
But
he's been busy.
He has been busy. I think it's old news by now, unfortunately. But I think I would like to claim that I think you and I, for 3 years, we've been calling the whole Frank Miller's a fucking nut job.
Watched
since the beginning of the show.
Yeah, pretty much since right before The Spirit came out, at least.
Yeah. And now apparently everyone else is on board.
Yeah.
Because he's fucking nuts.
I didn't read his whole tirade. I just read the snippets from an article about his tirade.
Right.
So Yeah, I'm sure there's like even more than what I read, but just from what I did, like, yeah, he's...
I mean, it wasn't lengthy, but, I mean, you pretty much get most of everything in those snippets of,
right.
of what his general gist is.
Yeah.
And Joe and I talked, we didn't talk about it, we made fun of him a little bit in our most recent League Night episode, which will not be going online until, like, New Year's.
Oh, wow.
So, this is all still new for us.
Wow, okay, so relatively speaking, we're
still ahead of the
cutting edge,
yeah. He wrote himself a little rant on his blog about the Occupy Wall Street people, calling them thieves, murderers, and rapists, and spoiled iPad babies. And that if they want to prove any kind of point, they should enlist in the real army to fight the real enemy, which is Islamicism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, his particular, brand of, black and white and melodrama.
Yeah.
It works really well in the world of fiction. Yeah.
Yeah.
But whenever he sort of, tries to speak out loud or type words that aren't dialogue for a character,
right,
it just ends up sounding like he's an idiot.
Yeah. I don't think he's an idiot. Well, I do think he's misinformed. But I think he's mostly just crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a bright guy. I will be the first to tell you that. I don't keep up with a lot of the news because it just depresses me.
Yeah.
And I don't understand, the portion that doesn't depress me.
Right.
But, I do understand that there's a gray area and that a lot of the people that are behind that cause, have a good idea, a good basis to there is some shitty things happening in our country.
Yep.
And they're trying to speak out against it.
Yeah.
And then there's the, bunch of lazy assholes that are like, yeah, let's hang out.
See, because, I mean, I don't, I'm certainly not going to stand side by side with Frank Miller here, but I probably agree with him more than I would agree with some of the far extreme of the Occupy movement.
Okay, yeah.
But at the same time, I would, I don't know how to say this.
He's way off base.
He's way off base, yeah. 'Cause, I mean, clearly there's something wrong with America.
Mm-hmm. And you would think he would, I honestly am surprised because, I mean, I don't think he's in the 1%. I mean, I know he's well off.
Oh,
Sure. I think he's pretty much set, residual,
Probably doesn't have to do anything for the rest of his life if he doesn't want to.
But he has worked damn hard to get there.
Yeah.
And I respect his work and, the way he achieved the status he has.
Right.
But at the same time, I'm really surprised that he isn't as angry with, the way that the rich are controlling the banks in this country.
Right.
As he is with, out of work people who are, chanting along with,
right.
And
it's a lot of people have been pointing out, snippets from his work. There's a scene in Batman Year One where Batman confronts a bunch of basically the 1% of Gotham City and intimidates the fuck out of them because they're all corrupt and criminals and they've basically destroyed Gotham from the inside with their corrupt ways and comparing it to the Occupy movement and basically the banks and doing that to us as a people.
Right.
Yeah. And like I said, there is definitely something fundamentally wrong with the way things currently are in the country. And I certainly support the idea of the Occupy movement. I just think that a lot of those people are... I think a lot of the people who get a lot of face time as part of the Occupy movement are the worst possible examples of it.
Right.
And I don't think that anyone is digging deeper or enough to find the people who have intelligent ideas and could speak for them reasonably and get the message heard without being a total joke.
Right.
We basically all we ever get to see are the extremes of anything, including Frank Miller.
Right.
I think if he had just written sort of a well thought out, moderately opinionated blog post, I don't think anyone would be talking about him right now.
Right. People would have read it and said, "Hey, he mentioned Occupy Wall Street."
If he doesn't support it. That's weird.
Yeah.
But because he had to tackle it in such a big and psychotic manner,
right,
that he brought a lot of attention upon himself, whether he intended it or not.
Right. And I'm sure he intended it. I mean, he knows what
he seems like the kind of guy who likes to just stir shit.
Do you think it was when he went to Hollywood, he sort of just like went a little nutty? Like,
I don't know. Well, I mean, 9/11 pretty much pushed him over the edge as far as that goes.
Yeah.
Like I think he really, I mean, holy terror, I mean, that's not just a work of fiction to him.
Yeah.
That's something that he firmly believes in.
Yeah. Part of me really wants to read that book and part of me really doesn't. And,
I'm with you.
I mean, it looks really pretty and I love wide-angle books. That's one of my favorite comic formats. Yeah. I totally love that. So visually, I'm really, really attracted to it.
Yeah.
But just from what I've heard about it, I'm like, it just sounds like something I would have to slog through to finish.
I think, part of it, is, Frank Miller is clearly nuts. But I think also, all really great artists just have a certain sort of psychosis to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about that. There's some connection there.
Yeah.
I think you can maintain a balance, but
I think you can. But I think the truly legendary ones who will go down in the history books one way or the other, truly have something fundamentally wrong with them.
Isn't it sad? Isn't that too bad? It's too bad. They're just remembered because they're such characters, probably.
Right, yeah.
Like in addition to their artwork,
right?
They're also, more than they're hyper real characters themselves.
And sadly, that's going to overshadow their work, or in the case of Frank Miller or even a Dave Sim,
be a detriment to the work.
But also their work will eventually reflect their own personalities, which are extreme and not palatable.
Yeah. And it's okay to make waves and have a different opinion, Mr. Miller. I still respect. It's weird. I don't know if I would say I respect him.
Right.
But I totally respect what he's done and how he's gotten there.
Right.
But yeah, I'm like, I don't really. Right. Like, there was a time you couldn't keep me away from a brand new Frank Miller thing.
Right.
But the last few years, I'm like,
Yeah. And then a lot of people, when this first came out, was like, a lot of people gave him a ton of shit, deservedly so. But then a lot of his defenders would come and say, well, the First Amendment protects his right to say that kind of thing. 100% too. No one is telling Frank Miller to never do this again.
Right.
But also, the First Amendment also allows people to say that he's full of shit.
Yeah.
And to give him shit about his opinions.
Right.
It works both ways.
Yeah. I need to read his entire rant because I'm curious now.
Right.
I'm just curious what all he had to say. If it went into any other sort of... Did he have any sort of I don't know, a thought that made you go, I see where he's coming from a little?
Nope.
No, okay.
Nope, not at all.
Yeah.
Pretty much just blames it all on Islamicism. Or, he doesn't blame this on Islamicism, but he thinks that the evil terrorists are all cackling at their hideouts at the Occupy people because, clearly they have won. This is all part of their master scheme. And
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you should read it.
Yeah.
For sure. And I'm so afraid that, like, everything that I've said about this is, like, painting me as, like, 100% in support of Frank Miller. Because, I'm not a fan of the Occupy movement myself.
Right.
But it's mostly because I think they're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
I support the idea of it. I just think that their mouthpieces are the wrong people to put in front.
Right.
And maybe some of the way they're going about it is not great.
It's definitely raised, like, I didn't even know until recently, like, after this whole story came out. I mean, obviously I knew, that the banks were corrupt and, like, the rich are getting richer. I mean, it's impossible not to realize that, but I didn't realize, like, the Supreme Court actually said that corporations can vote as, like, citizens, basically, because, money equals a right to vote, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is bizarre to me. Because that is anti what this country is based on, and that's being supported by the people who make the laws in the country, and that's kind of scary.
I think overall, like, my whole thought is that, like, clearly, the whole 1% thing, corporations, banks, the government even, they're just fucking everyone over, people like you and me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, we both have jobs. You and I, we're not very political. It's very odd that we're into this
it is.
Political conversation right now.
Yeah, I'm not a very political person.
Yeah, I think, for the most part, you and I, we just want to, when we're not working, just want to be entertained by things.
Yeah, and I realize
distract ourselves.
I realize that's bad. Like, apathy is not a solution to the world's problems.
But I also don't think that sitting out in a park doing nothing
in your own feces,
raping and murdering and stealing things with our iPads.
Yeah, I raped a lady with my Kindle the other night.
There you go.
It was pretty amazing.
But I mean, I don't know. I think that much like the hippies, I don't think that anything is gonna change.
Right. Yeah, this will be a joke on a cartoon 30 years from now.
Right. Yeah.
About, like, occupying whatever street.
Right. Yeah. Certainly, I don't know. I wish that the people involved in the Occupy movements who can put their thoughts together in a proper manner that aren't just lazy, douchey college kids who
want to get on the news.
Right, yeah. I wish that those people would step up and be a voice for this and represent what this is, because I think it's something that maybe needs to happen. Again, I don't have any confidence that it will. But, I mean, it's partially the media's fault that they're only going to focus on
the yahoos.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this is good. Yeah, this guy's great.
Yeah.
This guy's selling hot dogs out of his beard.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like whenever there's a crime that happens and the news reports on it, they always find the guy with the least amount of teeth.
Yeah. Man, he just came in here, man. Whoa! Occupy Wall Street.
So I mean, no matter where you stand, I think we can all agree that Frank Miller's just a nutbag.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, it is.
I'll still peek at whatever new comes out from him, and
I think his 300 sequel is coming out soon.
I'll give it a peek.
Yeah, I mean, like Holy Terror came out. I flipped through the book because I think he's an amazing artist.
Yeah,
I think, the guy knows how to wield a brush.
He draws boots like nobody's business.
Fuck yeah, he does. But yeah, I think the subject matter of it is pretty much what's keeping me from reading that. Having a desire to read it.
If either one of us ever reads it, it should be for an episode, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Because that would be something interesting, I think, to talk about.
Oh, well. We got way deeper than we
ever
should have. And I'm sure I alienated myself to all of our listeners. And,
No one's listening at this point.
yeah.
Well,
Everyone's just going to walk away like, did you hear Eric? He talked about how much he supported Frank Miller.
yeah. And Jason is a hippie, something or other. I don't know.
They were doing bong hits.
Yeah, yeah. Bong hits, and they're too lazy to occupy Wall Street. What the fuck? Oh. Well, yeah. Good luck, Frank Miller.
Yeah. Good luck, Occupy people.
Yeah.
I hope. I mean, something needs to happen in this country. I just don't think it's going to. That's just me being a cynic. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about that.
I look forward to the upcoming class warfare.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming. Oh, it's
Yep.
coming.
Because we're all fucked.
Yeah.
All of us.
Yep.
1%, 99%, we're all fucking doomed. Enjoy your trip to Nebraska.
Oh, yeah, well, I'm looking forward to it. Should be nice. View the countryside. I might just stay out there and get a shack, like a bomb shelter. Just eat a bunch of vegetarian beef jerky while the day's away, playing Parcheesi in my bunker.
Yeah. Sounds good. Can I join you?
Sure. Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah. Bring your Parcheesi board.
Yeah.
Because I don't have one.
I don't either.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
Well, then don't come.
Alright.
If you can't bring a Parcheesi.
Alright. I guess maybe I can loot some when the rioting begins.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I love a good looting. Who doesn't? Now there's something that'll bring the country together.
Yeah.
Flat screen TVs.
Fuck yeah. Alright. Well, you gotta pack and shit.
I gotta get the show on the road. I gotta walk my dog and.
Yeah. The last time she's gonna be walked for like a week.
I know.
She is gonna explode when you see her the first time coming back.
Yeah.
Because, nobody's walked her. She's just gonna be holding that shit and piss in.
She's gonna be like Frank Miller on an internet blog. Just spewing shit and piss
And
everywhere.
we're the Occupy movement.
Yeah. Oh. That's too bad.
So you got a comic for us to read.
Yeah.
While you're on your vacay.
Yeah, I was choosing something that we can both read during the same week
Yeah.
to save us some time. I'll read it on the train. This may be the first time I'll ever read the first graphic novel I've ever read start to finish while in motion.
Yeah.
It could be. I mean, I've read a little bit pieces here and there on a car ride or something, but yeah. So I was gonna choose the first Casanova trade.
Yeah.
Believe it's called Luxuria.
I think so.
Not positive.
I do not have the trade. I have it in single issues.
No.
This is a book that I have been hoping to pick, or hoping you would pick since the beginning, really.
I think I bought a copy like right around the time we started doing the show, like the trade, and it's just sitting in this pile of stuff. I'm like, I'll read that eventually.
Yeah, I've been wanting to reread it for quite a while, so I totally am down with that.
Who's it? Is it Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon?
No, it is Matt Fraction with Gabriel Ba.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fabio Moon does part 2, basically issues 8 through 14.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Gula is that volume.
Gula.
Yeah. And I think volume 3 started again, or volume 3 picked up over at Marvel.
Yep.
So in a far more expensive format.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Icon $4 cover price.
Yeah.
Format. Yeah.
Because when it was first published through Image, it was $1.99, while everything else was like $3.
Huh.
So basically, Marvel ripping everyone else off.
Way to fuck us.
Marvel is the 1%.
We should occupy.
We should occupy Marvel.
Make mine Occupy Street or something.
Occupy mainstream comics.
Oh, I like it.
Yeah, that way we can protest both DC and Marvel.
Yeah.
DC with their New 52, Marvel with their high cover prices and canceling books that I was actually almost interested in reading.
If we call it Occupy Mainstream Asshole Comics, we could be OMAC.
Oh.
Let's do that.
I'm down. Let's do it.
One Man Army Corps. I mean, shit. I forgot what it was already. Oh, well, let's just go play video games.
Okay. Well, yeah. Have a good trip.
Thank you, sir. Happy Thanksgiving.
You too. And we'll recoup in a week and see what happened.
Yay!
Like always.
All right.
You can subscribe to Gutter Trash at iTunes or directly at guttertrash.net. If you go to iTunes, please leave us a review. You can email us at eric@guttertrash.net or jason@guttertrash.net. For more info, you can find us on Facebook, or you can go to seanborn.net or buyerbeware.guttertrash.net. Listen to our sister podcast, League Night, at league.guttertrash.net. Thank you for listening. Until next time.